Okay, it's another Dorking Wanderers away day this afternoon at Twerton Park in Bath, and here with Mark White, manager of Dorking Wanderers. Mark, how are you this afternoon?
Yeah, very good, mate. Thanks, and appreciate the welcome from Bath. Always a hospitable place and a really iconic old footballing venue. It seems to look older every time we come here. I don't mean that in a derogatory way. You just forget the sort of glamour of this old ground, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And it's been a couple of years since we were here last, and I think I saw some pictures this morning and remember recollections of the last time we were here when Old Acre scored penalty in this end, and then another old player, Nicky Wheeler, scored at the other end. How have you been? How have you been this week? I know you travelled down yesterday and have a nice sort of like stay. Was it just nice to get all the lads together, a bit of time, and be in a hotel and everything? It's first time for a while this season, isn't it?
Yeah, it's happy hunting ground really here, but it's always a tough game. We obviously we had the decision to make of players getting out of their beds at 7 in the morning
Yeah.
and jumping on a coach all day, than breaking the journey up. So, with only 4 games to go, it felt like a fine margin that might be worth doing.
Yeah.
Who knows if it has an impact? It might, sometimes you turn up late, 10 men, traffic issues, and you win 4-0. So you never quite know what's going to happen, do you? But you can only prepare really as you should. So that's what we've done.
And any kind of sort of selection changes this week based on? I know you when you did your interview a couple of days ago, you were sort of saying that perhaps substitutions didn't really sort of change too much last week at St Albans. Has there been that kind of thought in mind this week as to who's travelled and how we're lining up this afternoon?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I thought the subs cost us the game last week, but we still got a point at a very difficult venue, and yeah, it's very meticulously picked today. The side really, and the changes off the bench are the ones that the right changes we think we'll have to make. Jason's back, which is always great. I think it's a real solid team. Milson returns.
Okay.
Jordan Williams goes on one, and Alfie and Jason back there, and Dan Gallagher comes back in the side. So it's quite a familiar Wanderers team, one that's enjoyed a lot of success this season. Expecting it to be like a big battle, it always is down here. I think there's going to be nothing in this game. I think the odd goal. I think at best.
Yeah, and there was another interview, wasn't there, this week with Josh Taylor, and Eddie asked him about sort of facing Bath this afternoon off the back of that big result they had last week, and it's kind of double-edged, isn't it, really? Because the pressure's off for a side like that and kind of sustain themselves in this division, but sometimes you never know how that's going to go, do you? It can almost be like people are already on the beach, or they're just playing with that freedom of knowing that they're kind of their destiny is pretty much sealed and staying in the division. Is that kind of how you see it this afternoon? And to that intent as well, perhaps getting an early foothold in the game could then sort of really turn things in our favour.
Yeah, they just naturally seem a team that always want to put a shift in. They're never out of games, really. Darren's doing a good job here. And picking up on the good work, I'll say, that Jerry done for several years before that. But Darren's doing a great job. And they're a very friendly club. And they never say, I think, listen, they're under no pressure. And that does change things, I think, especially if you just want to go out there and play your game of football. But I definitely don't feel like our lot have any pressure feelings in them at all. If we win, we win. We lose, we lose. It certainly won't be for pressure or anything like that. It'll just be whether we've done the right thing. So looking forward to, the boys doing what they do. Really, listen, you could have any team here today in this division. This is it's a tough game. I mean, of our 4 we've got left, if I'm honest, if I'm being brutally honest, I think this is our toughest game. Which says something really when you look at some of the games we got. No disrespect to anybody else, but I feel like in terms of the venue and just the dynamics, it's a tough game today.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
we want to, obviously, I don't think there'll be anything in it. I think there'll be a goal either way, hopefully our way.
Okay, thanks, Mark. There's lots of Dorking fans coming down, and there's already quite a few in the ground, and the support's been really good on the road, hasn't it, this season?
Yeah, no, mental. I mean, it's great. It's a full supporters coach. So many people making a weekend of it in Bath, lovely place. And I'm sure they'll make themselves heard. We want to take this down to the final week. Be a week, wouldn't it, really?
Yeah.
I think today I've said to the boys all week that I'm the first one to say it won't define anything, but I think today's a big win, if I'm honest, if we get it, looking at the context of what's to come.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're all out to get the win. We've planned it, and we're certainly going to give our all.
Yeah, obviously. Thanks, Mark. Good luck this afternoon, and we'll catch you up after the game.
Cheers, mate.